Hey friend, and welcome back to another video. Today we are discussing how to become a freelance web designer with absolutely no experience or degree. I'm going to share with you the practical steps which I went through and which I would recommend as someone who does not have a computer science degree, nothing related to tech, who became a fairly successful website designer myself. So I'm going to walk you through that process today. Step number one to become a website designer is to pick a web design software that you want to learn. Now, let me explain why I want you to pick one software and not 8 different website building softwares. It's like if you said you wanted to learn a language and then attempted to learn German, French, and Italian all at the same time. You would get completely overwhelmed and just quit. There are pretty significant differences between the different website building softwares out there, enough that learning multiple at one time would totally just confuse you. So I want you to learn or to pick and then learn one web design software from the get-go. Now, I'm actually going to create a video in the future explaining the main popular web design softwares that are out there, which clients want, and then how to pick the right one for you in a future video. So if you want to watch that, if that would be helpful for you, then hit the subscribe button, tap the bell icon, and then you'll find out when that video drops too. Okay, so your next step is to learn said software. Now, you do not need to go to college or university for this. In fact, I would highly recommend against doing that. So to give you a little background, both of my brothers, they have computer science degrees. And what they do is they code backend systems and they create the tech, like easy to use website building softwares. And they manage databases and all that crazy stuff. Versus I help small business owners like photographers or mom and pop shops to get online with a website. These shops and these businesses, they tend to want websites they can actually use themselves and update later. But when you go to college, you don't learn like one website builder. You learn the coding, which creates things like these website building platforms. So it is completely unnecessary to go to college if you want to, or university, if you want to serve the average small business owner with website building. In fact, if you did go to college and got a comp sci degree, for example, you'd end up doing something completely different from what we're talking about here, which is becoming a freelance website designer. Now, no matter which website building software you choose, there is a course that exists for it by now. WordPress, Squarespace, Showit, Wix, Shopify, Webflow, all the things. By now, you can get literally paid and free courses on these softwares, which will give you exactly what you need to know about them to be proficient in using them. Now, your next step is to learn web design best practices. So you might have heard the term UI, UX before, which means user interface, user experience. I personally dislike the term and I think it's super confusing for most people. So what I like to say, which is kind of the same thing, is web design best practices, because I think it's a lot more clear to people. So think of it like this. Sometimes you go to a website and you can't find anything that you're looking for, or it takes like a million clicks and annoying steps in order to do the thing that you want to do on that website. That is because that website has a bad UI UX, or in my own words, it isn't following web design best practices. Now, this doesn't just relate to the functionality of a website, i.e. how hard or easy the website is to use, but also to the design of the website. You can feel it when you walk into a luxury store versus a dollar store. It's a different feeling. There's certain elements of design, like the use of color and white space and fonts, etc., which give off a totally different vibe and feeling. So learning the best practices, not just of like user experience, I'm using the word, not just of how the website functions, but also the beauty and the visual of the website is also important. Now, your next step, step number 4, is to learn SEO basics. Now, basic SEO versus advanced SEO, let's have a quick discussion on that. So basic SEO is learning how to set all of the website settings correctly, naming your images, making strategic use of headings and content on the page, writing page descriptions, that sort of thing. Advanced SEO involves link building and long-form content creation over a longer period of time. Now, this advanced SEO stuff is typically a service that someone offers on a retainer, meaning that they do that work month to month. Truly, if you want to rank, if you're in a semi-competitive industry, this isn't like a one and done type job. This is something which either the business owner or a company which they hire does for them over the course of months and years to get their website ranking and then to keep it ranking. So that advanced SEO stuff, link building, content creation, that sort of thing, that's more in the advanced SEO realm. I would worry about the SEO basics, not learning backlinking strategies and not learning about content creation, because that is truly tends to be a different type of service. If you want to offer that down the road, knock yourself out. But for right now, to build websites for clients, you need to know the SEO basics. Step 5 is to build a few portfolio sites. These can be paid websites, which a business owner has paid you to do, or you can do these for free. Now, actually building websites gives you super practical uses for all the tech that you learned in step 1. You learn so much more when you have to learn the tech by actually using it in a practical sense versus just watching a tech tutorial. So I highly, highly recommend building a few websites for a few other people. This also greatly helps with your confidence that you really can do and deliver the thing which you want to do, which is a huge mental hurdle, which a lot of new, not experienced, not with a degree website designers get stuck at, is they think like, oh, well, I've never actually done this for someone before. So like, can I really offer this as a service? So doing it, if you want to do it for free, if you want to do it paid, you do you, but building a few websites before you officially launch this business or service to the world does tend to be helpful. Now, step number 6 is to pick a way to get clients. Now, I could talk about getting clients for hours and walk you through the pros and cons of every single client finding strategy that's out there, but I've done that about a million times and still people are confused when I do it. So instead, I literally just created a quiz called Which Client Finding Method Matches Your Personality Type? You can find it at pbcourses.com/quiz. And in literally 60 seconds, you'll know exactly which strategy is going to work the best for you to bring in paid clients. So I would honestly recommend head over to that quiz. It will give you the details that you need to know, and then you will have chosen your client finding strategy. So that is all for this video. I hope that was helpful. And before I leave you, the one last thing which I want you to know is that there are so many people out there who have started with no degree, no experience, and they became website designers. My personal web designer experience before I became a website designer was I had literally built a travel blog once and then redesigned it like a zillion times because I enjoyed doing it, and went on to build a successful career as a website designer. So I just want you to know, well, my brother studied computer science. That's literally not needed, and in fact would lead you into a different job anyways if you did it. So I just want you to know, if you have no experience in this industry, it's fine. You can learn it. You can get experience from doing a few paid or free projects at the very beginning, and you're good to go to build your own website business. So I just want to give you that confidence and just that knowledge that the degree is super not needed in this specific job. That is all for this video. Again, if you want to watch the one in the future about the comparison of the different website building platforms and which one might be good for you to choose as a website designer, do hit subscribe, and then you will see when a new video drops on the channel later on. And if you're looking for something else to watch, be sure to check out these videos too.